Hello everybody, this is WarriorDan, and today we're going to talk a bit about Extinction. If you weren't already aware of this particular game, fear not, because you're probably in the overwhelming majority. Extinction is, for lack of a better term, a complete and unapologetic ripoff of the Attack on Titan anime series and its associated video games. For those unfamiliar with this rather well-known inspiration, Attack on Titan, and subsequently Extinction, both take place in a world where humanity is being brought to the edge of, you guessed it, extinction, because giant naked trolls are roaming around and dealing more property damage than Superman in that Man of Steel movie. The story for Extinction does not really build much upon this initial narrative foundation. While you do get this comic book style intro sequence with accompanying narration, the rest of the story comes in the form of exposition heavy character dialogue. This is again something you'd expect from a Japanese based action title, but not necessarily from an action game here in the US. Personally for me, it did get a bit tiring, but I mostly ignored it as the dialogue and character progression is really almost a non-existent factor here. The developer, Iron Galaxy, makes their priorities quite clear by prioritizing a more open sandbox environment, allowing the player a wider degree of options for how to initiate and engage in conflict. Movement is incredibly fluid in my opinion, harkening back to the kinds of great aerial mechanics seen in the now legendary Spider-Man 2 movie video game back in 2004. In Extinction, the actual level flow in terms of objectives is contrastly more than a bit repetitive. Rescue civilians by sucking energy from towers, stab enemies trying to attack villagers, and attempting to stop you from sucking the towers. Sucky sucky, stabby stabby, rinse and repeat, go. The battle culminates with you facing off against one or more of these massive ogre giants by climbing up them and running up them, attacking various parts of their body in order to make them more vulnerable. Then you prepare to deal a killing blow. One of the few things to the game's credit, in my opinion, is the visuals. The world of Extinction is brought to life with vividly striking art direction, and even such basic things as attack animations receive a certain amount of visual flair. But for all its visual splendor, Extinction has little to no replay value unless you're really into repetitive grind. And if you are, great, have at it. But extensive grind for no other reason than to unlock access to a new and more tedious subsequent level is, for me, not worth the investment time or effort. This is a game that definitely could have benefited from more time in the oven, from a developmental perspective. If it dared to experiment and build upon the Attack on Titan formula a bit more, it could have been something really interesting, but instead, the developers decided to rush this out prematurely, and, well, you get what you see, nothing more. For some inarticulate reason best left to the whims of fate, the game is priced at $40 USD and has over $20 of DLC available on the Steam store page. I would strongly advise not buying any of it, either the game or the DLC, at this price. Just wait for another inevitable sale and watch it drop 70 to 80% in price. I bought this game for like $7 or $8 on the Humble Store, so for me it wasn't as bad a waste as it could have been if I had paid retail price for it on Steam. Let it go extinct as another generic small blip in the ever-continuing flow of Steam games released in any given year, or to be honest, any given day. If there's a lesson to be learned here, it should be that developers, if you're looking to take inspiration and more or less clone something another game has already done, you have to add something new. You have to inject something fun, something cool, something that will make your game stand out from those that came before it. If you simply just cut and paste, that's all you're going to be, just a cut and paste copy that pales compared to the original source. Original games are remembered, clone games are forgotten. On that note, that's where I'm going to wrap up this video for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. I'm planning on turning this shorter form first impressions thing into a more regular series on the channel. So if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified when new videos are released. This is WarriorDan signing out. Stay awesome everybody, and peace out.